Discover connection, awaken sacredness, become empowered. Join us for our show on Blog Talk Radio. Discover your spiritual gifts live.
Welcome to Discover Your Spiritual Gifts Live. We're greatly excited to be bringing this show to you to talk about the center and what we all do, and hopefully bringing new information and things that you may not have heard before. Since this is a kickoff show, we wanted to talk about the motivations behind the creation of Discover Your Spiritual Gifts Spiritual Center. We're going to talk about the hosts of this show briefly so that you know who we are, and then we'll talk about the center. So we'll start with Vialet.
Hi, my name is Vialet Rain. I am the magical creator of Discover Your Spiritual Gifts, our center here in Littleton. I'm also a healer, and I do different types of healing, angelic Reiki, DNA activations, cord cuttings, and just general healing modalities. I'm also do Akashic record readings, as well as teaching many of the classes here at the center, including Akashic records, sacred priesthood, angelic Reiki. I've been on my spiritual path for over 10 years, studied at a spiritual camp in Florida and a mystery school here in Colorado. So I've done lots of studies and just been on this spiritual journey for quite a while, and was led to open the center. So I'm excited to be part of the radio show, and for us to be able to share some of our gifts with you and other guests that we'll have bringing on later on. So with that, I will introduce Jason Antelek and let him tell you a little bit about himself.
Thanks, Violet. My name is Jason Antelek, and I'm also known as Akashaman. I am an Akashic record reader, spiritual teacher, and shamanic practitioner. I am also a healer by trade, so I combine a number of different things and have created my own modality called Akashic Shamanism, which is all about grounding the wisdom of the Akashic records into our daily experience. The meat of what I do is work with people rediscovering their superpowers and learning how to apply those superpowers in their lives to make things easier and to create the life that they want, deserve, and are quite frankly entitled to. That's kind of my bag, is helping folks rediscover the power within and then bringing that into the world in whatever way is the most beneficial for them and those around them. So I've been a part of the center since almost the beginning. I've been with Vialet since July of 2017. June of 2017, I took angelic Reiki, and I just sort of never left. So all of the expansion that we've experienced and the growth is something that I have been part of. I am the first person to take on a full-time role as far as a full-time practitioner and renting a space here at Discover Your Spiritual Gifts. This is definitely my spiritual home and community, and I'm really proud to be here to represent and share that with our listeners and with our future guests. So I will now pass this along to our main host, our very experienced radio guy. This is Dave the Mystic. Go ahead, Dave.
Thank you so much. It's a privilege to talk to all of you out there. My name is Dave Barnett. I'm also known as Dave the Mystic. You'll find me on Facebook as Mystic Dave. I'm primarily a healer. I've been involved in this since the early 80s. I'm also a rocket scientist, and I don't see a big mismatch between those two fields. I'm a very eclectic healer. I see healing coming from so many different angles. I work on it from past lives. I work on it from energy healing. I work on it with core beliefs and subconscious beliefs. I do a lot of energy and entity clearing work. I work with soul splinter return and other esoteric things. So I see healing coming from so many different directions, and I see healing with a lot of different outcomes, all of which are desirable. I've known Vialet for several years now. I've been full-time in the center since September, and I too feel that this is a spiritual home to work out of, and I welcome working with people as they show up. So please don't be a stranger to the center. So that brings us to talking about the center and why is this center here? What is it doing? So, Violet, tell us some more about why did you want to create this center? What was your driving goal for this?
You know, my dream for the last 10 years is to own a spiritual center, kind of a one-stop. We've gotten used to today that we want instant gratification or ease in what we do. So I always wanted to have a center where people could come and share their gifts and receive healings and readings and guidance and direction and become really empowered. And so after my marriage 4 years ago, my husband asked me if I could do anything I wanted to do, what would my dream be? And at that time, I was an executive and a college professor, and I said, I would love to open a healing center, a spiritual center. And for those of you that know my husband, Tom, he does not believe in any of this. And so his first response is, I don't even know what that is, Vialet. I don't even know what you're talking about. And so after several months of him and I going back and forth and him trying to convince me to be a consultant or college professor full-time or any of those, we decided to open the center. And we really wanted to have a place, a community, a tribe where it was inclusive to everyone, whether you're a Buddhist or a Christian or a spiritualist person or pagan, no matter if you believe in this or not, a place that everybody can come, including my husband Tom, to feel welcome here, whether he believes in what we do or not. And I think people are seeking that place, that community. And so it was really built on having a center where everyone could work out of and be a part of. And it's just grown and expanded beyond that to where we are today. And so I'm really excited about that. I was excited when Jason came and kind of joined us. As he says, he hasn't left. He's a very intricate part of what we do here. So it's been a lot of fun.
So what really makes this different from the typical metaphysical bookstores? We have those all around Denver. Lots of people have had startups that way. What makes this one unique?
Well, you know, our model is very, very different. We're really not set up to be a retail store that has classes. We're really set up as a center that holds classes and has practitioners that rent rooms. And the retail side, the metaphysical new age side of the store, is just a secondary for us. It has items in it that support our classes, that our practitioner, books that our practitioners may recommend, crystals that we might recommend for grounding or healing or guidance or clarity. And so the center is really set up to be a place where you can take classes, where you can come and get a reading or a healing, or where you can connect with others, whether it's a social activity or a formal class. So it's really kind of different. We originally were not going to have a store here, and it just keeps growing and growing. If I buy any more bookcases, I don't know where we're going to walk, but we just keep expanding the retail side because people come in and ask for certain things. So we try to provide that for them.
Oh, that's great.
I'd like to share real quick that the store is very much a supplemental piece to all of the things that we offer. So all of the amazing crystals and incense and oils, herbs, the books, all of these things support what we teach and what we experience here at Discover Your Spiritual Gifts. And it's actually meant so that if people are interested in expanding their spiritual journey, that they're able to just simply walk out into the store and acquire the tools that can help them where they're at or help them get to the next level. Vialet is very aware of what people are teaching and what sorts of things are coming up and how to prepare and to stock the right things and keep the right mixture of things to support people on their journey. And as the space has changed and expanded, the store had to change and expand. And while that may have originally been a secondary piece, it most certainly is a draw, and it is no less wonderful than any of the other stores that are out there. And I think we've probably pushed to capacity at this point, but But we also are very aware of what the focus is, and we use that space very wisely. And we've got it set up in such a way that anybody in any place in their journey can find something in the store that is supplemental to where they're at or where they want to go.
Because we truly want to empower people. It's not about coming in every day to get a reading. We want to empower individuals to go out and live joyful and abundant lives, and to have the tools that they need to be able to do that. Not that we're not here to help. We're definitely here to help. But the real key is to empower people on their path and to give them the tools to be able to do that. And what's cool about that is we have a lot of counselor groups in the building that actually send people up to our store and center as a supplement to that, to buy crystals for their journey or whatever they're working with. Even through our counselors, we had some of those up yesterday buying crystals for their clients. And so, we're a community that's reaching out not only to our spiritual community, but outside of that, to help others on their journey.
That's great. A very popular word these days for so many different things is a concierge service. And I would have to say that between you, Vialet, Jason, others who work in the store as the daily store staff, can all provide a service, because there are so many people who are on the staff here now, part-time at various points, and also teaching classes. So, by the way, how many different healers and readers do you have that have space here now?
Well, we have 53 folks working out of the center, whether they're a practitioner, whether they're a reader, whether they're a staff person. There's 53 of us, which is a pretty big group when you think of it, and what we're doing. We have 9 practitioner rooms in the building. Some of those are rented full-time. Jason's full-time here. Dave is full-time here, and so is Susanna Magdalena is full-time. Everybody else is part-time. So the rest of the folks in the center work out of the center 1 or 2 days a week as readers or practitioners. So it's kind of an amazing place to be. And so, we have several in the center at this time.
So one thing I'd like to share with everybody is that the way we're talking about the center and other people in the building, just to give you kind of an overview of what our location is like. We're in historical downtown Littleton, and if you have been in this area, we're on the west end, and we're about a half a block south on Rapp Street. That's at 5808 South Rapp, R-A-P-P Street. And we're in Suite 275 upstairs, much to the chagrin and to those of us who carry things up and down those stairs. But the beauty of our space is that you can access it directly from the outside doors. We have a set of double doors, and you walk directly into the retail space to meet with practitioners or to shop, whatever it is you're going to do. And in that space, you are immediately transported into a new world, into a new energy, into a different type of experience that is a little bit misleading from the outside of the building. And we do kind of set our space apart through the sacredness and the connection that we have with the space and with each other. So please recognize that while it is in an office building, that it is absolutely it's absolutely a different place once you cross the threshold.
It really is. I've had people come and tell me it's like Avalon. You find it when you're ready to find it, and you have to come up through the mist to really locate it. And then when you come in the door, as Jason says, you're transported into another area. Our space is close to 4,000 square feet, and most people can't even imagine that size and what that looks like until they come and visit us. So it's definitely different than a lot of other places.
So when you have a first-time visitor, you do something special for them here, typically. What is that?
We give them a tour of the space. That's a big deal for us. If you're new to the space and you've never been here, our retail space is smaller than what you can imagine. So we take people through and let them look at each of the practitioner rooms. Our practitioner rooms are very, very special in this space. They each have their own energy and theme, which is amazing to people to see, because we have the unicorn room, which is very magical and has that magical unicorn energy. We also have the dragon's den, which is decorated with dragons and dragons painted on the wall, which has that fire energy and very much protective in the space. We have our mermaid room, which has our water element and the mermaids and the shells and all that. It's a very beautiful, sweet heart energy. We also have our fairy room where our fairies hang out. There are fairy doors located throughout the space.
The fairies are real.
Jason met the fairies for the first time when he came to work here, and I remember that day very, very boldly as he came back from the restroom and said, "The fairies are yelling at me, Violet, because I used too many paper towels." And I go, "Yeah, they don't really like us to hurt the earth or damage it." So there are definitely fairies in our center, and you can see all the fairy doors and spaces, but we've expanded even further past that. We have the wizard room with the enchanted wizard, and we have the woodlands that feels like you're under a big old tree. And Dave's room is the cosmic galaxy, which brings in all the galactic energy. We have a peacock room for our massage therapist, which is very much like a spa with hot stones and towels. And so the place is very magical, and you can only experience that by coming and experiencing each of our rooms.
Oh, that's great. So it is a very wonderful space, and it feels good when you come in.
It really does. We get a lot of people comment about the energy, and that's hard to do, to hold the energy at a certain level when you have so many people moving in and out of the space every day, coming to visit, coming to get healings. And so it's really important that we keep the vibration high here for all the work that we do.
That's one of the most amazing things, is to watch people their first time in, because they transform almost at the doorway. They get a few steps in and they stop, and you see the energies of the outside world just sort of fall away, and the space embraces them, and that energy really it lightens them up. It brings them that higher vibration right away. And many people, even when they're not expecting to show up here, they come in and they go, "Wow, this space feels really cool." It's not that it looks cool, it's that it feels different. And that is really part of the creation and part of maintaining the sacredness of it. And that watching that transformation in people in just that millisecond when they recognize the beautiful space that they're in, it's worth being here every day just to be a part of that.
Yeah, I'll say I've been all over the country. I've been to many metaphysical bookstores. I've seen many readers just out of my own professional and personal curiosity. And in other bookstores, in other cities even, where they have reader cubicles, it just doesn't carry the flavor or the energy or the continuity that you find here when you meet people here for either readings or practitioners for various services. So it really does carry a good energy that flows over to the session.
We try to give everybody a sacred space to work in. I mean, we travel around and look at stores all the time and go visit, and it amazes me at some of these stores where readers or practitioners, in the places that they're put in the small little spaces that they work out of, we really want our clients, our community, our folks to experience sacredness and to have a nice, sweet space to work in, to be able to provide guidance and clarity and healing. So it's really important to us.
I think the other thing too, especially for people who are fairly new to this, is the comfort level. Yes, you're going to see things here that may be very new, different, unique. Some of the people talk about it, as being woo-woo, and our joke back is, don't poo-poo the woo-woo. But when we work with that stuff, the people will feel comfortable. They won't feel like they're having to buy into something, or if you don't believe this, it won't work, anything like that. It's a good comfort level, and the readers and practitioners here are very sensitive to where people are on their path and their needs, so that they can move forward at their own speed, I'll say, at their own comfort level, and not feel like, the first thing I want to do is run out of here. You'll never find that feeling here. It's a good space.
When people come to visit, Dave, they spend anywhere on their first visit from 1 to 3 hours. We've even seen people at our fairs stay here all day. They'll be in the space for 7 hours. They come when we start, and they don't leave till we're done. And that just makes my heart happy to know that people make this their home, and they love to come and stay long periods of time and just hang out in the space. We have people that stop by here just to sit and read a book, or just to be in the space. And that's what we're really here for, is to have that available as people need it. So it's pretty awesome.
Well, good. Well, let's go on to another area. Let's talk about the types of classes that are offered here on a periodic or occasional basis.
Well, we offer over 30 classes and programs here each month. It's kind of an amazing schedule. The classes that I teach, and I'll start with mine, is I teach a certification in Akashic, which is part of our academy. We have Develop Your Spiritual Gifts Academy here in the center, where we offer certification programs to people that want to get certified in one area or the other. And within that academy, we offer Akashic classes, crystal wisdom, intuitive practitioner, spirit communicator. We're talking about launching a medical intuitive class next year to get certified. I'm talking to folks about coming and teaching a tarot class and certification, get certified in, and a channel class so that people can come and be channels. We also offer lots of healing circles in the center. We do some of that. We have that available here. We do fun play shops like bath salts and candles, and the fairy play shops in the spring in April and May. Jason offers classes, and I'll let him talk about his. And what are some of the other classes we offer, Jason? Yours and some others that we can think of.
Well, one of the things that I definitely want to get a little deeper into that Violet just sort of popped over is the Sacred Candles of Intention. The candle class is way bigger than just being a normal, we're going to make some candles. It's an experience. It is an opportunity to plan your entire next year and have a candle for each month of the year that allows you to bring in the magic and the intentions that have been naturally set by you through making the candles with herbs, with oils, with your personal intentions and your personal goals and the things you want for the next year. And each month you're able to bring that back out and to live through it for the full year. And I did my first Candles of Intention workshop last year, and I will tell you that it was instrumental in my growth, and it's part of the reason that I'm actually a full-time practitioner now, because that was a huge part of my intention, was to create that. So that's definitely something to look for and recognize. That happens in October and November, usually is when the Sacred Candles of Intention, but also to recognize that when you hear that it's a play shop, that it's bath salts, that it's candles, that it's a fairy play shop, that's what it sounds like. But these are not crafting classes. These are experiences that help you connect with the sacredness and help you connect with the energies of yourself, or with the fairies, or how to have a sacred bath on your own. And they're all an experience of their own. It really is designed that way.
You sound like a sacred priest from Sacred Priesthood.
Well, and then there's that. Sacred Priesthood is a path of commitment and service to our community and to the world. And as a sacred priest in training, it really is about learning how to take things to the next level and how to create personal rituals and known rituals that are ancient as well, and combining those things into a way that you are always in service and helping others and contributing in your most special way to the energy around you, to the space that you live in, to the people you contact, to your community at large, and quite frankly, to the rest of the world. That is its own level of commitment and opportunity. And anyone that is really wanting to extend their spiritual journey and take it to the next level, sacred priesthood is for sure something to consider. Real quick, before we get into our additional classes, we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to give you some ideas of other things that are going on here at the center, and we'll be right back with you guys. With so many talented readers and healers here at Discover Your Spiritual Gifts, there is no doubt that we host some of the most amazing fairs. Join us January 19th from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. where readings and healings will be only $20 for 15 minutes. Come on in and get an insightful reading and a powerful healing. That's January 19th from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. at Discover Your Spiritual Gifts.
Welcome back. We're glad that you're still with us, and we'd like to continue talking about the store and the services. One thing I'm going to chime in with, it's been said out there for many people when you walk up to them and you say, "Are you religious?" And the people say, "No, not particularly." They've fallen away. This is a common experience for many people. They're disenchanted. But if you ask the second question, "Well, are you spiritual?" And they say, "Well, yes." Well, then the next obvious question is, well, what does that look like to you? And many people don't have a good answer. I think a place like this is a good opportunity for you to come in and discover those different things that can touch your heart, make you feel elevated, make you feel like you're going into those places where you connect with the divine or the creator or the universe, however you phrase that. So I think this is a very good opportunity here to discover what's going on with yourself as you want to move forward in life, and to find your grounding when the traditional things just don't fit. So resuming back a little bit more on the classes, let's talk about that a little bit more on where else we go.
So I have a class called Akashic Shamanism, and the idea of that class is about connecting with the Akashic records and the wisdom of the records, and then connecting and grounding that into your daily life and your daily activities. When you are exploring the Akashic records, it really is about finding your way into that information that essentially is your personal information. It's the journey of your soul. So you rightfully have access to that, but it's like anything else. You've got to take a little time and a little bit of effort and find out what that connection looks like for you. The progression that Dave is sharing with us is something I have personally experienced as a member of Discover Your Spiritual Gifts. I originally wasn't sure what I was going to do. I knew that, the Akashic records were my driving force, and that was my bread and butter. And then shamanic practices started to show up, and little things at first. And then I went to a shaman and went on a shamanic journey, and everything in that space started to open up for me. And over the last year and a half, that journey has expanded immensely into my own classes and teaching other people one-on-one how to do those same things that I've experienced, and finding their ways to exemplify themselves and to expand their journey in what works for them. Part of the journey of that has been helping people make their very first shamanic tools. So drums. Dave's experienced the drum making class.
Oh, that was a lot of fun, and both my wife and I made drums, and they turned out perfect. They're really good.
And we also do featherweight classes here, which is really about shamanic clearing for yourself and for others. We also teach you how to make smudge fans and how to use the basic shamanic tools and what to have, what to acquire, and how to implement those things in your life. There's other avenues and classes like angelic Reiki as well, which is how I really got started in the center. And it's a higher level of Reiki that creates healing directly from the angelic kingdom. And it comes through you very quickly. It's a quick session. That is not something that takes a long time. The class is a time investment, and it is experiential, and you get to share and practice what you're learning with other people in the class. So that's highly recommended for anyone that does energy work and really wants to expand and take it to the next level. Violet's Akashic classes are amazing. Even as an Akashic practitioner myself, I have attended those classes, and again, out of each one of those, I have gained more techniques and ways to help myself and help others. There's just really no end to what we're offering here at the center. And if something isn't here and someone's asking about it, we find someone, like Violet explained, that can teach it, that wants to be in that role. That way we're able to include more people in what we do here, because that's really the goal, is building a community where people are safe and supported so they can expand on their journey.
You know, we have others. We have people that teach monthly classes, like Vicki Davis teaches about scientific hand analysis, and she goes into the different elements if that's something that you're really interested in. Janice Dow teaches a monthly class that she's starting in January about self-care for those that are new on their path, that are opening to their gifts and how to take care of themselves along the way. So we have those. We have Rebecca Bartley that is teaching a healing circle, and Heidi Lynn that's doing a healing circle, and those are really powerful. We have Danielle Goley that teaches a moon ceremony here and another healing circle. So we have that. We have our beautiful Marissa Rose that is a death doula that has her coffee clutch that comes and meets here once a month, and they gather to talk about how they can support families that they have loved ones that are transitioning, and those are beautiful classes. We also teach a lot of business. We focus on people in business that are trying to start a spiritual business. We have Nikki Milton, which is my daughter, who is a social media, what I call a guru. And so she teaches a whole marketing series each year on how to create your brand, and how do you market your class, and how do you use social media and Facebook. And these classes are super affordable for people to come in and take little pieces at a time each month and to learn that. And she's going to start that in January, so I'm excited for people to get on board and learn how to do their business. The other thing that we've done is our spiritual networking group for spiritual leaders to be able to come and network with other professionals. And we have various speakers every month talking about different elements of the business side, because, you know, as a business professional coming out of the world into this world, I know that not all spiritual leaders or teachers have that business background where they understand the business side of things. And so we want to give them the tools so that they're able to be successful themselves.
I've got to give an extra shout out to Nikki Milton, who is definitely in the guru category in the social marketing and understanding how to explain step by step how Facebook ads work and what branding really is. Branding is not your colors. It is not your logo. It is who you are and what you do. And Nikki helps you build and plan and decide things in a way that are always moving you forward and allowing you to do it in a way that works for you, because she honors Facebook may not be your thing. So there's another class on how to market outside of Facebook. There's also one about creating ads in Canva. Nikki's expertise is something that I have tapped into on multiple occasions. She actually assists me with all of my social media contacts for my business and for my internet TV show, The Spiritual Handyman. So recognize that if you're interested in the business side of the spiritual world, that is an investment that you shouldn't pass by.
Oh, that's great. You also have a networking group here.
We do. Our networking group meets the second and fourth Thursday at 11:30, and also the third Thursday of the month at 6:30. We have different speakers each month that come in and talk about different elements of the business. It may be a branding class or how to price your services. Susanna's doing that next year on how do you set your prices and what do you do for pricing. It might be how do you manifest what you need in your life, or how do you get organized, or how do you set your goals. And so those are amazing classes within that networking. We encourage people to bring their business cards because it's all about connecting with others and learning about what other people do and being a connection. And that networking group that we have, it's like $7 to come and attend. It's very minimum. It's all about giving you the resources that you need to come and do that. And as I mentioned, Susanna, we can't forget about Susanna and her wonderful classes. She is launching her new Healing of the Rose this year, which is a brand new healing program that she is super passionate about and excited about. She channels Mary Magdalene and other beings and does programs here where she'll channel messages for you. She also has one of her meetup groups here, Vibration of Manifestation, where you can come and hear different speakers. So she offers a lot here as well. There's just so much going on. It's hard to remember everybody and what's happening in the center.
So where do people go online to find out about all this? Calendars, contacts, all that?
So the best way is Meetup or Eventbrite. If you look up Discover Your Spiritual Gifts, you'll see our full schedule. And it's important that you register for our classes. You can also see it on Facebook events for Discover Your Spiritual Gifts. Because if somebody gets sick or we have snow or bad weather, it's a way for us to communicate with everyone that's registered any changes that may happen, because you never know when there's a personal emergency and a class needs to be canceled or rescheduled. And if you're not registered for that class, it's hard for us to communicate with you to let you know what's going on. But we do have calendars. You can go to discoveryourspiritualgifts.com, the website, sign up for our newsletter. We send out a weekly newsletter on Friday, which tells you all the events that are happening at the center. It also gives you links on where to register and more information on the classes. It's the best way, really, to understand what we have going on at the center.
Oh, that's great. That's very helpful.
In addition to the information as far as the schedule goes on those platforms, Eventbrite and on Meetup, you can check out discoveryourspiritualgifts.com, and that is a resource that allows you to explore the many practitioners, the readers, the events, the teachers. You can get a deeper understanding of who you might be seeing or who you're working with or what their focus is. It's an amazing way to, to really connect with people before you meet them, or to learn a little bit more about what they have to offer. So discoveryourspiritualgifts.com, while an amazing resource, is where you can get the information, but absolutely registering for classes through Eventbrite or Meetup is really the best opportunity to make sure that you're securing your spot. We do keep our class sizes to a minimum so that there is a lot of teacher and attendee interaction, and it's designed that way purposefully so that there is a touch for each person and that you're not lost in the mix because the class size is so large. Our teachers are very focused on providing the highest level of education and possibilities to those that attend. Everybody here is about sharing their gifts, and that's really our first step. So we don't want to spread it too thin. And if we have larger classes, we bring in another teacher. We for our crystal class, that's what Vialet and I do. We get a really nice level of attendance for our crystal class, and then we're offering a certification starting next year. And with the amount of replies and interest and reservations that we've had to be sure both of us are available for that one, because people really want to learn. So it really is about providing the most the most encompassing educational opportunity in our classes. Any of our workshops are set up the same way. Most of our workshops that are multi-day are we set up for those ahead of time. We're very mindful about what's in the rooms and what tools are set up and how the schedule looks, and that there's plenty of opportunity for break and time to interact with each other. It really is just a very comfortable process here. So you can find a class that's an hour, or you can find a class that goes over 3 days. There's really something for everybody.
It's also a great place for people to teach in that are looking for that place to go teach, because here we offer so much more than most people that are renting a classroom, because we have really nice tables and tablecloths, really comfortable chairs. We have flat screen, large TVs for people to hook up to that need PowerPoint or Bluetooth speakers. We also provide water and tea and coffee and snacks for our classes, and so we want people to have an exceptional experience when they come to teach here or when they attend a class. So we're always looking for teachers that would like to bring their programs here and be part of our community.
Well, this would be a good time to talk about what are the store hours. When can people come here?
Well, we are open 10 to 5 every day, 7 days a week today. Starting in February, we're very excited to announce that we're going to be extending our operation hours till 10 to 8, Monday through Friday, and 10 to 5, Saturday and Sunday. So we're going to actually be expanding our hours for people that work of a night and would like to be able to stop by and get a reading or see a practitioner or pick up something in the store. So after the holidays, after all the hustle and bustle, and as we're starting to look forward to spring, in February we'll be extending our hours. So we're recruiting our staff and doing some training and getting people ready, getting some readers on board so that we'll have that, because we know how the holidays are busy. So we're getting really excited about that.
Oh, that's really great. Well, let's shift gears here. We have people out there, and we know, you know who you are, who have health problems, either acute or chronic. And one of our focuses here on practitioners are people who do healing. So we like to talk about healing and expectations, especially for those people who've never tried this before. And so what are the proper expectations when you come in? So let's talk about some of that so we can help you understand and discern if this is the right approach for you.
Well, we have a variety of different practitioners that offer healings, and we have a code of ethics, or we have a high level of integrity here with our practitioners, that they provide a sacred space. And so people resonate with different people. So I think it's really important, first of all, to read the practitioner profiles and think about what type of healer really does align with you, because there is an alignment there, Dave, of what people are looking for in skill sets. We have healers here that are just nutritionists. We have healing touch. We have angelic Reiki. We have Reiki healers. We have a restoration master healer here that does grid work healing and other types of healing with folks. So we have folks that provide all kinds of levels of healing. We also need to understand that when we do healing, that we need to drink plenty of water. We need to come prepared, because afterwards, when we get a healing, there's some detox that sometimes happens where people are releasing stuff, and it's natural that you might feel a little tired afterwards, or you might feel energized afterwards, or you might have shifts where your body is detoxing like it does because it's releasing things that it's really important to release. And so connecting with your healer and really having a good understanding of what they provide, what the expectations are, and what they believe could be some symptoms that you have afterwards, so that you have a good understanding that sometimes that's normal with a healing. Don't you? What do you see in that, Jason? Because you're a healer as well.
One of the key components of connecting with the right healer is being open to what each person does and that they do things a little bit differently. Especially if you're new to this, that can be a little overwhelming at first. But if you're drawn to somebody, or somebody happens to be present in the space and you connect with them, follow that path and allow yourself to recognize that the support of the center and the sacred space that you're in will actually guide you and will make the right meetings happen. I just recently had an experience where a gentleman came in right before the store closed. It was like 4:45 during the week, and he expressed that he was looking for someone that might teach shamanic practices, and I happened to be standing there. So it's moments like that that happen with everybody. And for me, if I ask a lot of questions, so that's another piece to be aware of, is that you're in a safe environment here, and if we're going to direct you or help you find the right person, it's going to take a little bit of investigation. And it's okay to say, well, I'm having trouble with this or with that, or, what do I need for this? What crystal will work? And that really gets the conversation going, and it helps you get a little more comfortable with what's going on, and for asking for help, because this is an environment where we don't judge, so we're not surprised, right? We don't have an adverse reaction like, oh, that's what you're dealing with? we hear it, and that's what we do. So supporting people that are in that space to us and being in non-judgment is how we lead in our practitioner way, because that allows us to support someone right where they're at. And if we're judging and putting our own stuff on it, then maybe that's not the right combination, right? So just recognize that people are going to ask you questions, and following those answers will really help us direct you to the right combination.
And we really do try to match people to the right people. I mean, we have people that do clearings that are exceptional at it, like Mystic Dave, that if somebody comes in that needs a clearing that we feel like is at a level of expertise, we definitely recommend Dave to people. We have people that do featherweight clearing. We have people that do angelic type healings, and so we like to talk to you a little bit to get to know who you are, what you're looking for, what you resonate with, because we really try to match you up, because we have healers on lots of different levels, lots of different perspectives, lots of different modalities, so we want to line you up with the right folks.
And we absolutely want to put in the standard disclaimer that the healing work we do here is not a replacement for Western medicine, for traditional diagnosis and treatment, whether it's physical intervention such as surgery or drug intervention. We're complementary to that. We believe that we're part of an integrative health model that says that we support and supplement that type of thing. We would never tell you to discontinue a medicine because we feel that somehow spiritually that you've transcended that. That would always be a decision you would make with your traditional doctor. So we'll support you however you want to go, but we do not put ourselves out there as a replacement for traditional Western medicine. We're distinctly different on that. So we want to rest your mind on that one and make you feel comfortable with that. We also want to help you with your expectations when you come in. Something I tell a lot of my long-term clients is if you aren't in an acute medical situation and you have an ache or a pain or something going on, I would actually like to see you before you get a medical diagnosis, because a medical diagnosis will shape your thoughts and your beliefs and your behaviors, and it may make it more difficult to intervene on a spiritual healing basis to help you release that energy pattern. So that's my 2 cents worth on that. But having said that, I would never discourage you from seeking immediate care or something like that if you're really concerned about something, or if it seems to be bad and getting worse. So please, if you need medical attention, please seek it.
Absolutely.
And I'll add to that a little bit that when you begin to explore the spiritual, energetic, mental, physical aspect of healing, and you look at it in a more in a wider, bigger picture sort of way, Western medicine has amazing things going on. And along with Dave and the rest of us here, we all support Western medicine and how that integrates into people's lives. It's part of the picture. And the reality of healing is that it takes more than one channel of healing to really complete what you're after. Something that shows up as a minor physical ache or pain could very well be a physical manifestation of something energetic or something missing from your life, something that you just aren't expressing yourself, or you're not getting out in nature enough. Sometimes the answer can be as simple as you need to eat and drink some water and come back tomorrow. That's a possibility. So it really is a culmination of all of the different things. And even when you try different types of healing in the metaphysical or the spiritual realm, sometimes you really click with somebody, but it takes a little bit of time for things to process as well. So I'm not saying there's a gap with every healing session, because there are instantaneous healings and we witness it all the time. But it is really about layering the things in that work for you and finding what it is that is the right combination for what space that you're in and where you're at. That's really important to recognize that while you are on a certain medication for maybe anxiety, that meditation and time in nature can supplement you getting to a place where you don't have that anxiety. It's not meant to get you off the medication. It's meant to help you process what you're experiencing in a way that is a wider, bigger picture.
Something else I'd like to add too is healing is so much more than just physical healing. We look at it, you get a splinter in your finger, you pull it out, you feel better, and the little infection goes away. Healing can be at the emotional level. You may have had trauma in your life. You may have had a physical car accident, but you still walk away with emotional and spiritual ramifications that may lead to, why did this happen? Why did this happen to me? Why did it happen to me now? Why did it leave me slightly disabled? All these types of issues, which go beyond what a traditional Western medicine doctor will do in terms of physical treatment. So we also look at those issues too, and we find those to be very critical. Well, we're about at the end of the show. Something that we like to do, and we're going to do it in our shows, is to highlight several of the readers or practitioners that work here. So we're going to allow 3 of them to talk to you and about what they do, their backgrounds, and you may find that you have a match there. So that will be next, and we'll just pause there for a moment.
I am Brenda Hardwick, an award-winning author and healer who is a teacher and practitioner of seraphic wisdom. I'm also studied in several other healing modalities, such as shamanic Reiki, and a certified integrative nutrition health coach. Through my connection with the Creator and the guidance of my angels, I provide as much enlightenment as possible to the clients who come and see me. Healing is the foundation of what I practice. Teaching is the method I use to create the ripple effect that will help change the world. Writing is how I encourage and facilitate the transformation of others to the higher vibrations we are all seeking. As a healer, I am connected and attuned to the seraphim. They are the high angels. They help me heal mind, body, and soul of those who come to me. I also use laughter as medicine, and the health coaching is applied to help clients receive a well-rounded approach to finding their light and shining their health. You can find me at Discover Your Spiritual Gifts every Wednesday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. And I also practice out of the St. Andrew Healing Arts Center in Arvada, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. I look forward to helping you find your light and shine it.
This is Janice Dow, and I want to help you live a life of ease, joy, and grace. I help people who want more happiness, may be feeling stuck or burdened, may want more energy, or want to take control of the mental chatter in their mind. Our body-mind is very powerful, and if we understand how it works, we can bring about positive change in our lives. Change is constant, and you may be swept up and feel powerless, but I can show you a different way of being. You can direct the change via intention, where you become empowered through evolution and transformation. You can learn to be powerful and energetic. We truly live in an age where self-directed transformation and evolution is possible. In 2013, I lost my job. And when working with a career coach, I was told that I was unconsciously giving my daughter all of my vital energy. And once I understood the need for boundaries, I began learning about subtle energy as I restructured my approach to my relationship with my daughter and moving forward in my energy work. And luckily, I'm able to apply what I have learned to self-care. I can do the same for you. My unique approach combines brain and body-mind sciences with the unseen world of subtle energy. These modalities are the secret sauce that help you to move with more grace and ease. Each session is tailored to your needs. You can be happier today. You can be in the flow of the universe. You can quiet the chatter in your mind. You can do it, and we'll have fun. I'm at Discover Your Spiritual Gift Center on Tuesdays.
Hi, I'm Rochelle Kemper. I am a restoration master healer. I work through people's energy grid as I see it. I call it grid working. And I also work with Mother Gaia and the ley lines of the earth, but I also see that and can translate it around somebody's energy body. I got into this through working with another teacher that was showing us to look around a body or an energy body, and I realized that I could see colors. And so when I pinpointed the color, then she made me trace it all the way back. She said, you have to trace it all the way back to the origin. And once I did that, I realized that I could see around people in what looks like an Excel grid sheet. And we get things stuck in that grid sheet, or we get formulas that are blown. And I help people restore those grids through different energies. It could be dragon energy, archangel energy, colors, flowers, all sorts of, everybody works with something different. And I help bring those through to restore your grids. You can find me at Discover Your Spiritual Gifts in historic downtown Littleton. I work at this center on Wednesdays and Thursdays between 10 and 5.
Well, that concludes our show. Thank you so much for listening. Keep your eyes open and keep checking the website for our next scheduled show. And this is Dave,
Vialet,
And Jason.
wishing you the best for the coming future, and we hope to hear from you soon. Take care.